Okay, welcome back everyone. Let's talk about waterproofing your bike. Nice rainy day today, why not cover it? So many questions about it every day. Let's go over it. So what are the main components we want to look at when we're talking about water? Well, there's three. There's display, there's your controller, and definitely your hub motor. We can break these down. We'll go ahead and start with the display. The main number one thing you want to do when you're out in the rain is protect this. This has to be protected. There's really no way to seal it, but if you can get a cover or plastic or something like this, the number one thing you want to do is keep water off of it in the first place. So there's different types of wraps, there's different types of covers for these. You can look for those online. So in conjunction with this right here, we have to look in the rat's nest right here. So in the rat nest, you got a whole bunch of connections in here. These have to be addressed. Probably shrink wrap over it is what I found is the best. Now let's just go ahead and point at the elephant in the room. Dielectric grease. Do not use dielectric grease for waterproofing your connections. Why do I say that? Well, exactly what is it? It's a non-conductive grease. You do not want to put non-conductive grease on your electrical connections. If you learn anything out of this video, learn that. Let's move on. So the number one thing is to keep water out here. A lot of times we'll keep them inside this protector. So you pull the protector up, you cinch it down real tight. If you're in the rain, water can collect in there and pool in there and then can get into your connections. So maybe run this a little bit looser and go ahead and put a little bit of shrink wrap over each one of these. You can do that, that will help. Then like I said, the number one thing is to try not to get it wet in the first place. So moving on from that, the next thing would be the controller down here at the bottom. Let me just pull another controller so we can talk about it up close. So I got another controller over here. All right, so this is an older controller. This is a non-potted controller. This is found on everything prior to the 2024 Plus. So the 2024s and below all had these. So failure points on these. They come in a plastic box. So that's a good thing. Keeps the splash off, keep the water out. Okay, so that's great. You can silicone that up, you can do all that. Let's say you're running a shunt mod and you're trying to, get better heat dispersion. Okay, so what can you do in this point? Go ahead and it's got a rubber gasket in here, but it's not watertight. What you can use for this is to use some silicone. So leave the gasket there, or actually take your gasket off, put some silicone around, and silicone around this whole piece. You can put your gasket back in, you can have the silicone at the top, you can have the silicone at the bottom, maybe you silicone the gasket in here to the top piece, and then when you sandwich it back down, you have silicone at the bottom, have silicone come out, and then you can kind of put it around the edges like that. That's one thing you can do that will help do that top to bottom. That's something you can do there. Okay, so then when you get underneath the bike, you got a bunch of rat nest wire. You got where everything plugs in. I've seen people on the internet, they take the dielectric grease and they squirt it all in here. Just don't do that. Just don't do that. And I see people grease around here. Don't do that either, because what it does is it makes this connection super loose. You put a lot of grease in here, it makes it loose, and it starts vibrating loose. It can pop apart. Shrink wrap, great. Another great thing is you see when it comes in the back here, I hope we can get a good picture of this. Like right in these holes right here, that's a great place to put silicone. You can put silicone in there and waterproof that up. And then, so the rest of these are all, I would suggest go ahead and do your shrink wrap tubing over all these. If you want to waterproof, you don't have to, just if you want to. Also to help keep the connection together, so if you go over a lot of poundy fire roads and stuff like that, a lot of uneven surfaces and get a lot of vibration, it helps things stay together. You do not want to start greasing this kind of stuff, so it makes those connections, they'll pop. If you grease them, they'll just pop right off. It's not a good idea. Just don't do that. Dielectric grease has its purposes, but it's for arcing and stuff like that. Then your motor controller here in the back, where it goes onto the motor, go ahead and you can shrink wrap the top of this too. That will help. First and foremost, you want to keep the water off of it. So that covers the controller and the display. The third most popular place for failure is the motor itself. Stay. All right, so the motor itself. One thing you do not want to do is do not submerge this. Water will get inside and it will make your life miserable. So don't submerge that. Don't go through a puddle where you're getting water up on that. You also have to know if you're going down wet streets, these tires, 20 miles an hour, you're whipping that water into every orifice on your bike at 20 miles an hour. Think about it. Something to think about. And they're not misting drops like you even get from a pressure washer. Because a pressure washer, what they mean by don't pressure wash your bike, they don't mean like stand this close and just beat the hell out of it. No, that's what they're talking about when they're talking pressure washer. As you move that wand back, it creates such a fine spray that it's actually possible, if you know how to use one, and if you've been around car detailing a while and you've done engines and stuff like that and underneath and different parts and you know how to feather it out, it's probably the best tool to actually wash it with water. So it even beats a spray bottle. It goes on so soft. You can just kind of lay it in there. But I digress. Let's go back to the motor. You want to keep the water out of the motor. So basically, don't ride in the rain. All right, if you can avoid it, if you get caught, that's one thing. Come home, dry it off as much as you can, spin it, use a blower, dry it out. You know, even run it at speed, put it on the kickstand, run it a few times, and make sure it's spinning out all the water that's in there before you put it up for the day. And then clean up all the other stuff too, because it doesn't take much water anywhere. So, you know, water in these bikes is a little bit finicky. Okay, so that's the three main points. You got the display, you got the controller, you got the hub. Those are the main points. Okay, I took the battery out so we could see the battery compartment. The battery compartment itself is pretty waterproof, but there are failure points, especially around where these connect in with the two screws. You can silicone behind this so you don't get water dripping in from above and below, and do the same thing at the bottom. You can put silicone around that and put that back. As far as the main battery, they make covers. Like I said, number one thing, keep the water off the bike. The covers can help keep the water off the bike, so that can kind of protect you when you're in a rainstorm. So if you have a cover for it, you're pretty good there. It makes a seal here, a little touch of silicone at the top and bottom. You look pretty good. Think about it. There's a lot of different ways you can go about doing your bike. Number one thing, shrink wrap tubing, keep water off your bike, that kind of thing. There's you know, liquid wire connector and stuff like that that some people use that I don't see a problem with. But the dielectric grease, no go. That's for arcing. That's basically was invented, I believe, for old spark plugs when they got, or the wires when they got stuck on spark plugs, the outside porcelain. It would get stuck to the porcelain and it would rip the boot and it was hard to get out. So that was like one of the main features that was used for. It wasn't to smother all your electrical on your bike. I don't know where that came from, but it needs to stop. So anyway, first thing foremost, guys, keep the water off the bike. The next thing, preventive measures you can take to, if water does get on a bike, you can silicone a few things. You can use your shrink tubing or your liquid electrical tape stuff. That stuff works pretty well too. And just go over everything. And then past that, I'm sure there's a lot of other things out there you could do to take it a step higher, but this is just for a general maintenance on this type of bike. This is just something that you could do. Me, myself, I see rain, like it's raining today, I don't go out. So I don't go out because it's not protected. You know, this bike is not protected. It's not ready for the rain, so don't bother with it. I can miss a day of riding. So, but if you have to because you commute with these things, absolutely take it apart, do what you can. Educate me on what you can do. So just a real quick one today, guys. I thought it would be nice, since it was raining, to just post something, and it might be something useful. We'll go from there. Any questions, leave them down, hit me up in the groups.